Hey.
No. Hmm, hold on. Let me move that big box of cat food.
So,
So,
James,
James,
this is what it
this is
looks
what it
like.
looks like.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
that's so
nice.
nice.
I
I
like
like that.
that.
Get my shitty phone case in there.
Hey,
Hey, I got the bisexual
clear
clear one.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine's better than that.
I should
I should make sure my phone
is
is muted.
I'm
I'm gonna
have
have fucking nightmare
from
from the sound
delay.
delay.
Okay. I figured it
Yay!
out.
That looks really nice.
What do
In
you
my
what do you think?
shitty little carport.
All right.
All right,
Nice.
yes, that works.
Perfect.
Okay, all yours.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So, I think, did I give you a basic rundown of what the documentary is about?
Being gay in Illinois.
Yeah,
kind of.
Actually,
Matt, real quick.
If
If you swipe
to
to the right,
you
you might be able to see us. Yes.
Ah.
That good?
That good?
Hi.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
All right, all yours now. Yeah, so it's kind of about being gay in Illinois, but it's a little bit more than that. It's specifically the central Illinois area, and I got the idea from when Frankie would talk about like the GSA and the Booster Club and all that. And then we fell into a rabbit hole of a bunch of drag queens and stuff as well. So now it's more just like central Illinois area and less just the GSA. I can hear myself through what your earbuds.
Seriously?
Yeah, not that that's a problem. I just wanted to let you know in case I talk weird. That's why.
Is that
better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. At least I think so. Yeah, it is. Okay.
I like the bob.
The bob.
Yeah.
It's not a. It's a full. It's not a. Don't call it a bob.
It's a bob. It's a bob. I like it though.
So everyone that we've interviewed has said that you were the one who started the GSA. So I wanted to ask you, like, how did that idea come about to start a GSA at your high school?
Well, it came about because we didn't have one. I went to a youth group thing in Champaign, Illinois, through the Uniting Pride Center, which puts on like Champagne's Pride Parade, and they do a lot of the stuff there. But yeah, whenever I was probably around 12, I started going there because I came out to my parents. They had no idea what to do with me, so they just were like, "This is a group of young queer people that she can like relate to." So they stuck me in there, and then they were all talking about their GSAs, and I was like, "We don't have one." So by the time I got in high school, I asked Haley, our art teacher, if we could start one, and she was like, "Yeah, it's a good idea," and then we did.
And then usually I would ask people this before I ask them the first question, but I forgot. So would you mind saying your name,
your age, and your occupation for us?
Yes. My name is Maddi. I am a hairstylist at the Great Clip. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but
can you say your full name?
Oh yeah, my name is Maddi Boyd. I am a stylist at like a big corporate salon, like one of the chain salons. I'm 22. I currently live in Southern Illinois, but I'm from Central Illinois originally. It's where I was born and raised.
And then, starting up the GSA, what was that process like?
It wasn't. I mean, it was my freshman year, and I basically told Haley, our art teacher, I don't want to have to talk to anybody in like the higher ups of the school. Like, I don't want to talk to the principal about that. Can you do it? And so she did all that legwork fully. I just had the idea to start it. I was like, we need this in our school system, and I'm very lucky that we had Haley there because I don't think if I had a different teacher that I don't think I would have done it if there wasn't an accepting, cool teacher that I could talk to about that kind of stuff. So that definitely helped. But she did all the legwork on that. Yeah.
That's amazing. And for the next few questions, if you wouldn't mind restating the question and the answer, just so that we're able to cut out what I'm saying. Okay. So in terms of community, you talked a little bit about going to the youth group at was it at the YMCA? Frankie talked about it a little bit too. This youth group.
Yeah, the youth group that I went to, I think it was at like a community building for the YMCA. That they kind of just like rented out a room there for, I think they did a lot of their office job stuff there as well. And then there was just like community, like little spaces in the building. So we would go there and just kind of like chit chat and hang out. Obviously with, an adult in the room to like make sure we weren't doing crazy stuff or getting into trouble. But yeah.
And did the types of things that you talked about in this group pour over into what you talked about in the GSA at all?
Oh, absolutely. So that, so the Up Center, like, youth group, they would start all their meetings with, like, what are your name, your pronouns, and a question. And usually it was like, describe how your day was in a color, or something like abstract concepts. And so we put that into our GSA meetings quite a bit, where we would do that. And also just like certain topics of conversation, like, especially like during Trans Remembrance Day, like around that time, we would talk about a lot of like stuff revolving that, or we would bring up certain things that were happening in our community or in our school, even just like stuff like that. Yeah, I think that definitely helped. Going to the Up Center Youth Group definitely helped model what the GSA was.
And then Haley talked a little bit about like what you guys did as a group outside of just like the discussions. But could you go a little bit into like what were some of the other events you guys did?
So we, while I was there, we mainly did field trips, and we also did like school-wide events. So like during Valentine's Day, we would collaborate with the art club at Tuscola, and that was basically all the same students who were in the GSA were in the art club anyway. So we would like hand dip and like marble paper to cut out into little hearts, and we would make little Valentines and handwrite every single one for every student in the school and put them up on everybody's lockers, which was really fun, except nobody, Tuscola was not a very accepting place to be. So oftentimes we would find the next morning when we came into school that everyone was kind of just tearing up the Valentines, or they would put the suckers in their mouths, because we'd stick suckers in them, which we had to individually cut slits into each of the Valentines and stick the suckers in. But they would kind of like get it wet with their mouths and throw it on the ground, so that essentially like it would just stick everywhere and get nasty and gross, and people would step on them. So that was really fun. But we also did, I remember it was a little bit after my time at the GSA, after I graduated, I came back because they had put on a Pride event in the community center in Tuscola, and it was a drag show in our community building, which was crazy. That is something that I literally would have never expected to happen in Tuscola ever. And I don't know, it feels nice that it was kind of because of the GSA.
And then you kind of mentioned it already, but what are some of the struggles that you guys ran into?
Just widespread homophobia, transphobia. I mean, like, there was not... Am I allowed to curse in this?
Sure.
All right. There was, like, at least once a week I'd get called a faggot or a dyke. Like, at least once a week. And it didn't bother me very much, because I knew that those kids were just, like, stupid, and that's what their parents were telling them, and it was just, like, But, like, it goes pretty deep in Tuscola. Like, I remember one time I was sitting in the study hall, and I had one, like, earbud in, so I could barely hear it, but I just hear, like, hey, are you that queer? Are you that fucking queer? And I just turned around, I looked at this kid, and he was glaring at me, and I was, like, a junior or a senior at the time, and this kid's, like, a freshman, just, like, yelling at me, calling me a queer in the middle of study hall, and I just looked at him so confused, because I was like, who told, like, your grandpa? Like, that's so old. Who calls people queers anymore? Like, I mean, people still do, obviously, but, like, that's just crazy. And he just looked back at me, and he stopped, because I I don't know, I just was looking at him weird enough, I guess. And then 2 weeks later he was at GSA, so I don't know. But it was just a lot of that. I think that the GSA being there actually helped people, because there were kids like him that were being nasty just to be nasty and did not know really anything about the queer community. And it was a way for them to actually kind of start to meet people who were queer and kind of get a little bit of an idea of what that even is, because it's just such a foreign concept in a small town like that.
And then what does community mean to you?
Community to me means, I guess, just having a group of people that, I don't know, that you can just kind of rely on. The GSA definitely was a community. We really, like, it's hard going in that town for queer people, especially in middle school for me, because we didn't have the GSA yet. And I remember it was just such a I cut my hair off in middle school, like all of it, and I had a couple friends, but in middle school that was really when the worst of it was, because that was before the GSA and before people had started really trying to understand, because when the GSA came around, we had enough, it kind of almost sparked a conversation. And that conversation created the, what was it called? It was a group of community members from Tuscola, adults, that helped it was the Booster Club, that's what it's called. The GSA's Booster Club. And it was a group of adults that came to raise money and funds and throw little parties for our GSA. They're the ones that helped put on that drag show. And that is, I think, the best thing that has happened to our community in a while. Unfortunately, it's no longer functioning just because things in our political sphere has gotten much worse. And people in groups like that were getting doxxed, and people were calling their jobs and telling them that they were, abusing children because they were in these booster clubs for their local GSAs. So the group ended up disbanding because of that. But for a while there, it was nice. We had a group of adults that really cared about what was going on with the queer youth in the area, and that is something that area had never experienced before. The kids, there was no representation, and by the time I was a senior in high school, there was several gay people out, and there was even a trans student who was medically transitioning in her freshman year. So things got better. I'm not sure how it's going right now, but there was definitely an influx of community and acceptance in our town for at least a little bit. And I don't know, it makes me feel nice that GSA was my idea. I get to take a little bit of credit for that.
And then moving forward, I'd hate to talk about politics, but you brought it up, so I'm going to. But moving forward for the next 4 years, do you see the role of the GSA changing in Tuscola?
I worry for the GSA in Tuscola. I think that it should stick around for, the mental health and sanity of the queer students that I know are in Tuscola, because they're everywhere. But I worry about Haley's job. I worry about violence from students. I mean, we had threats all of the time whenever I was in GSA. I mean, there was a kid on the track team who told his coach that he was going to bomb the GSA, and the coach laughed and did nothing. That's just kind of the just kind of the whole attitude of the place. And it worries me quite a bit about, there's a bee. Sorry. Excuse the bee. But the future of the GSA with how things are going and are going to be going in the next 4 years does worry me. I would not blame anyone if they fully quit it, because there's a safety issue. I hope it sticks around. I really do. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done in general, especially for my hometown. Like I'm really proud of it, and the fact that it got to where it is and was. I mean, it kind of has already peaked a little bit whenever we had the booster club, and it's unfortunate that that went away. But I guess the way I really look at it is, whenever I was in middle school, there was no way I could have talked about my identity to and be open about it. And whenever I was in high school, after we started the GSA, I remember we were face painting with the art club at a high school football game, and 2 middle schoolers, I think it was actually 3 middle schoolers, came up to me wanting to get their face paint done, and one girl asked for, can I get a blue, pink, and purple stripes on my cheek? And then another kid asked for blue, pink, white, pink, blue, or if that's the order. I don't know if the pink's on the outside. I can't picture it, but asked for those. They didn't tell me, they didn't tell me the actual flags that they were wanting, but I knew, and I painted it on their cheeks, and they felt comfortable to go around and run around a football game with those pride flags on their cheeks. And I went into the bathroom after I painted those, and I cried, because it was so crazy that was a thing that they felt even remotely comfortable to do in that town. I would not have felt comfortable enough doing that. So yeah, it makes me really happy where it kind of went, and I hope it can, it's going to be a rocky road, but I can hope I can hope.
And then, is there anything else you want to add on the topic of either Tuscola, queer community, or the GSA?
Just that shit gets hard, and people think of Illinois as Chicago, and that's just something that anybody who grew up south of the suburbs knows. Like, that's all people think of Illinois. And usually that's a sentence being said by right-wingers and Republicans, being like, we're ain't Chicago, but we're not. And the rest of Illinois, which has so many people and so many queer people in it, do not have the same supports, the same resources as Chicago and as the areas nearby, especially now living in southern Illinois. It's even crazy. I mean, I live in a larger town in southern Illinois, so I'm lucky. But there's not resources. I mean, even in Champaign, Illinois, there was resources there. I was very, very lucky to have that youth group. But for the majority of people who don't live in Chicago, who live in Illinois, we just do not have the same stuff. So always remember that there's other queer people in Illinois besides the people at Columbia and Chicago, because we exist and it sucks. So be grateful.
Lovely sentiment. No, yeah. Truly, I really appreciate that quote about Illinois. I think that's a big thing that I think encompasses like what we're trying to say with this documentary. So that's
for really, sure.
Yeah. That's all the questions I have for you. But again, if you have any,
I do have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in 2 sentences or 3, whatever. What are you laughing at?
It's just 2 or 3 sentences. You could. It's just a specification thing. Go ahead.
I'm ignoring you. Can you say community? The queer community is.
In what context?
Just what does queer community look like, and phrase it with community is, or the queer community is.
Like I guess I'm just a little bit confused on what you're asking me.
What queer community looks like to you, and what you've seen it as in the past. Kind of a summarization of that.
What we're trying to do is get an opening soundbite. So
sounds good.
You've got a lot of good sound bites so far, though, Maddi. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, good, good. Let me think. I'm gonna wait for that truck to pass too.
We appreciate that.
I guess queer community to me is just knowing that there's other people that are like you, that share the same sentiments, share the same experiences as you, because it gets lonely being a queer person in rural Illinois. You don't meet people like you very often, and having other people around you that, in a sense, feel the same way you do is really important. It makes it a lot less scary.
Awesome. Cool.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's everything. If you want to add anything else, feel free, but that's everything we've got.
Okay, cool. I don't think I have anything else to add. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Well, cool.
Thank you so much.
Nice
I
meeting
appreciate
you.
you sitting outside while you have a cold.
No, it's warm out here. It feels great. I was so excited to be on that trampoline. You don't get it.
That's so true.
And I get to play Enjoy for the rest of the day and pick up a Kroger order.
Oh, rock on, dude.
Getting more gluten-free shit for my wife.
Yeah.
Not actually my wife, but eventually.
Yeah.
All right.
Future
We had
wife.
gluten-free pancakes this morning. They were so fucking good.
Oh.
Sorry, that's enough.
No, but seriously, I have had gluten-free pancakes. They're not the worst.
No, they're good. Well, you're not supposed to overmix your pancake batter so it doesn't develop too much gluten. So it makes for a really good, fluffy pancake.
Ooh. Yeah, I can only
That's good to know.
Yeah. I always overmix mine, and then I add applesauce, and Frankie hates it. He won't eat mine.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's
What the fuck
gross.
is wrong with you?
They're like little apple fritter things. They're not even pancakes anymore. I like them.
Shame upon your family.
I feel like apple butter would be better.
Oh! You're so right. Regular pancakes with apple butter instead.
We put, because Tessa can't have peanuts anymore either. She's not allergic to them, but she's just like, she'll shit her pants. So, we got almond butter, but there was a vanilla almond butter, and it tastes like a dessert. It's so fucking good. So we put those and bananas on our gluten-free pancakes.
Oh, that sounds so good, actually. Yeah, we need to go grocery shopping. We just don't have any food right now. But...
Yeah, grocery shopping's hard.
Yeah, for real. Oh yeah, I'll let you go.
Yeah, but best not keep it on the Zoom.
Yeah.
We can talk in our secure channels.
Hey,
Yeah.
you just gotta make sure you get added to the Houthi PC small group.
The what?
The what?
The fucking signal chat from.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Have you lived in
Oh,
Iraq?
well, I know what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ, James.
I know what you're talking about. I'm not that stupid. I just didn't know immediately. Yeah. But
Alright.
Nice meeting you.
see you later, alligator.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You mean. It's by a company that usually, I think they did like some sort of like recording in progress. Ooh. Recording in progress. Ooh. Recording in progress.
Okay. If you could, Maddi, if you try and keep yourself like that during the call, it'd be appreciative. This is really trippy. I'm hearing myself through 3 different.
Is the video on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see us?
I can't see you guys now.
Oh.
What the fuck did I
Because it's just highlighted on me, like the spotlight or whatever.
Okay, can you see us now?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know how to fix that.
I also don't know.
Does it matter too much?
No, I just thought it might be nice.
Yeah. I wish there was somewhere I could prop my phone up.
We can pause if you need to find that real quick.
I'm on my trampoline right now. Hold on. It's got that good natural light, but
Yeah.
ugh,
It's so nice out today.
it is. I think we're supposed to get tornadoes though tonight.
While you're doing
Maybe
that.
tomorrow.